Hey, welcome to my channel. I'm Q Ellis, and in this video I'll be going through a quick tutorial on how to set up Google Ads in 2023. Let's get started. Head over to Google's Ad Manager and create our Google Ads account. You can use existing Gmail to log in or create a new Gmail and sign up. Then once you sign in, you'll be taken to this page. So what you want to do is click the blue plus button to create a new campaign. You'll then get taken to the campaign objective section. So choose either leads or sales as your objective. Your conversion goal will usually be either form submissions and calls for leads campaigns. So we'll just leave that as is, but you would want to set up your conversion tracking. Click continue. We'll be going over search campaigns. And search campaigns just show up at the top of the Google search results and usually are marked with a sponsored label. In my example, I'll just be using a landing page with the form and tracking form submissions. So we'll choose website, then you'll want to give your campaign a name. I usually just name it leads, if it's a leads campaign, and then what type of campaign it is, search, and then I'll go continue. We will then be taken to the bidding section. So on a brand new campaign, always start with the clicks bidding strategy and make sure to set a max CPC limit, which is basically just setting a cap to how much you will spend per keyword, per click to a keyword. So you can start off by setting it low, and if you find your budget isn't really spending after a couple of days, you can come back and increase it. So $1 is fine for now. The CPC should be based off like prior keyword research. Just quickly on bidding strategies, even though you're trying to get conversions from this campaign, you never start a new campaign with a conversions bidding strategy. Even if your account has previous conversions, start with the clicks bidding strategy, then later on switch to a conversions bidding strategy once the campaign gathers enough conversions. So Google recommends having at least 30 conversions in the last 30 days within a campaign before switching over to a conversions bidding strategy. Basically, the less conversion data you have, the more fluctuations in performance you'll see. The more data you have, the more likely it's going to deliver consistent results. So we'll click next. In general, I found that search partners will give you a poorer conversion rate, but this varies between businesses. So let's turn this off to start with, but feel free to test this yourself in your industry. Usually I keep it turned off, and if I need more volume later on, I'll come back and enable it. Set your locations to where you want your ads to show up. So my default is set to Australia, but if you sell or want to target other countries, you can do so. Just click this and you can target other countries. If your business is a local sort of physical location, so let's say a restaurant for example, you would want to set a radius. So you can do this by clicking enter another location, then going into this advanced search section. Then once you're in advanced search, you're going to click on radius. Click on this radius button, enter address, and then set a radius around your location. So let's just say, for example, 100 Sydney, wherever that is. We'll first change this to, let's just say 10 miles, 100 Sydney Manly. And then they'll set a 10-mile radius around that location. So basically now your ads will only show to people within this radius. Anything more and people are probably not going to be willing to drive to your location. So you would just be essentially wasting money advertising to them. We'll get out of this. A tip for setting up locations that will help with optimizing later on is splitting up your locations individually. Then later on when optimizing, you can adjust your bids on locations that work. For example, instead of targeting Australia, we can target each individual state. Then when optimizing, if we see that New South Wales has more conversions than the rest of the states, we can adjust our bids to allocate more of our budget to New South Wales, which sort of might be a little bit more of an advanced strategy, but it will definitely help later on when optimizing. You also want to set locations to people in the current location. So click on location options, and then choose this. Otherwise your ads will also show up for people interested in the locations that you're targeting. Okay, then we'll scroll down to this audience segments section. So a lot of people will say to leave this blank, and it might be out of the scope of a sort of beginner tutorial, but adding in audience segments will help with optimizing your campaign later on. So we leave this set to observation. This basically lets you just gather data from Google. It won't actually be targeting any of these audience segments, but later on when you're optimizing, you can adjust your bids to audiences that perform better. So for example, say we have a restaurant. So we'll choose audience segments related to restaurant. Let's just type in food. Let's choose all of these. Baked goods, pizza, toilet, dairy milk. Okay. Then when optimizing our campaigns later on, if we see that this pizza segment, for example, is performing well, we can allocate more of our budget to target people in the segment. I would recommend just selecting around 20 audiences, but basically the more audiences you pick, the better. More settings, we can leave as is. Some people like to adjust ad rotation to spend their budget evenly to the ads within their ad groups, but I just like to leave Google to optimize for what they determine is going to work. Then we click next. Here we'll be setting up our ad groups. Each ad groups will be theme focused around similar keywords. This helps keep sort of the ads relevant to the keywords we are targeting. So let's say, for example, we have a restaurant. Our first ad group can be focused around people looking for restaurants near them. So our keywords and ads would be related. Our second ad group, for the same restaurant example, can be people looking, I guess, to make bigger group bookings. Maybe they're looking for available spaces for birthday bookings. So if we were to combine these in one ad group, it would be hard to create relevant ads that target both sets of keywords, and our campaigns essentially wouldn't convert. So back to our example, let's say in this ad group 1, I'm going to edit this, I'll change this ad group name to restaurants near me. So now for the keywords, let's put in our restaurant example and get keyword examples from Google. So let's just type in restaurants near me. Get keyword suggestions. So these are Google's examples of relevant keywords. I'll quickly go through these and choose relevant intent-based keywords. Keywords with intent are important. So let's use this restaurant example again. Say we wanted to target people looking to hire out our venue for Christmas parties. The keywords Christmas or even Christmas party wouldn't be a good example of keywords to target. Essentially, we would just be wasting our money because people searching these keywords have no intent to hire out a venue from us. So we want to target more specific keywords, well, in this scenario, like Christmas party venues near me. Now that we've sort of gone through this list and cut it down to only the relevant intent-based keywords, we want to add our keyword types in. So just quickly, there are 3 keyword types: broad match, phrase match, and exact match. Broad match is ads. Ads may show on searches that relate to your keywords, and that's just putting the keyword in with no brackets or no quotation marks. So phrase match, for phrase match keywords, you use quotation marks, and these are ads that are sort of related to the meanings of your keywords. So exact match is going to exactly match your keywords, and these are determined by brackets around the keywords. So don't use broad match unless you're using a lot of negative keywords. Broad match keywords will trigger too many irrelevant search queries. This will lower your quality score and increase your cost per click. So keyword quality score, expected CTR, ad relevance, and landing page experience should always be above average. Basically, the higher your quality score, the less you pay for clicks. The less you pay for clicks, the lower your conversions will be. In this example, we will only be adding in phrase matches and exact matches. So now that you know our match types, we want to add both exact and phrase match versions of our keywords above. I'll quickly do this. We do this by adding in the brackets for the exact match and the quotation marks for phrase match. So we add both the phrase and exact match versions of the same keyword. We do this because when optimizing later on, there might be instances where one version gets a lower CPC. For example, this phrase match might get a lower CPC than the exact match. For keywords, that's it. So just make sure they are relevant to the ad group and make sure they have intent. Then we will scroll down to this creating ads section, which is here. Here we will be creating our ads for each ad group. So on the right, it sort of gives you a preview of what your ads are going to look like on both desktop and then mobile. This top section is just Google's recommended section. We don't really need to worry about this, but this is just sort of a good checklist to have while we're creating the ads. This left section is the main section where we will actually be creating our ads and inputting our copy. The final URL section is the destination we want to send users to. It's important you double check this is correct before publishing. The display part is just what's going to show up in the ad. So just make sure this is relevant to whatever the ad group is. So the headlines are going to be the most important part. So we have 15 headlines to add in. So Google will only ever show a max 3 at a time, but usually they only show 2. Like as you can see from this example here. You want to be as specific as you can. So you want it to match your keywords as closely as possible, while also adding in clear call to actions. Again, the relevancy of your ads to your keywords contribute to your keywords quality score. The higher the quality score, the less you pay for clicks. The less you pay for clicks, the lower your conversions will be. I recommend filling in at least 10 headlines. Then we'll scroll down, and you have the option to fill in 4 descriptions. Again, Google will mix and match. Google will mix and match these descriptions with their headlines to show the best performing combination. Try and fill in at least 4 and have clear call to actions. A tip when setting up headlines to improve your click-through rate, you can try using keyword insertions. So keyword insertions can help improve your CTR by showing the exact search some people are searching for. So what you want to do is you can add a keyword insertion by adding the symbol here, and then just choosing keyword insertions in this section. Now it'll ask you to enter sort of a default text just in case you use the search term is too long. It will show this instead. And then apply. So I always test keyword insertions in my ad copy. I'll usually pin this to the first position, like I did just there. And this just means that Google will show this keyword insertion as the first headline every time. Now, I would usually test 2 ads inside an ad group. So the one would have this keyword insertion pinned to the first position, and then the other one I would include a keyword insertion, but I wouldn't pin it to the first position. Just so I can determine which one works better at the end. Again, so quality score, expected CTR, ad relevance, landing page experience, these should all be above average. These are all contributing to your keywords quality score, and basically the higher your quality score, the less you pay for clicks. The less you pay for clicks, the lower your conversions will be. By testing and optimizing the ad copy, you can find out which ad is the best for which ad group. So you want to start again with at least 2 ads per ad group so you can start testing straight away. Link your ads to the most relevant landing pages on your site. Essentially, you're just trying to figure out what's the most effective ad copy for your ad groups by testing different combinations. Then we'll scroll down. We'll scroll down to the ad extensions. So ad extensions are free. They'll basically give your ad more real estate in the search engine, which, because your ad is a lot bigger, it will increase the likelihood of people clicking your ad. So not all ad extensions should be used for every business, but every business should be using site link extensions, which is just going to be sort of menu items under your ad, and every business should be using our call out extensions. So call out extensions is just going to be, I guess, calling out other aspects of your business. Site link extensions could be, if you're a restaurant, you could have a menu, an about us, maybe a bookings page, and then there's also structured snippets, which is just going to be, again, just sort of listing out other aspects of your business. So once you've done this, you'll click next. Then we click next, and you'll be taken to the budget section. Input what you want to spend daily. So you won't spend your exact daily budget every day. So Google will work on a sort of monthly average. For example, if Google determines on weekdays your ads convert better, they'll allocate more of your monthly budget to spend on those weekdays. But overall, at the end of the month, the daily budget will work out to be what you set. Now we hit next, and then that essentially should be it. This will be the review page, and then you would publish your ads, and then you'll be taken back to your home page section. Some quick final tips to successful campaigns will be to always add negative keywords. Make sure your conversion tracking is set up correctly and tested, and check the quality score of your keywords regularly, and then make sure your landing pages are optimized and are relevant to your ad groups. If you're a digital marketer, small business owner, or entrepreneur, subscribe to my channel for more content. Also, if you have any questions below or need help with the ads, just comment and I'll be sure to reply back to everyone. Check out my latest video here, and thank you for watching.